Welcome back to Bingo Topics, where we're going to cover a myriad of things connected with the Philadelphia Eagles. Starting out with the all-star cast they seem to be trying to assemble on the defensive side, all the way to the draft and how that could shake out for the Philadelphia Eagles here in 2024. What's up, it's your boy Cintron coming back at you with another analysis video, and I kid you not, that's a real name. First up here, the Eagles are beefing up their coaching staff figuratively and literally. So this guy right here is Clint Hurt, was the defensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks in 2022 to 2023. And oh, you guessed it, he has connections to Vic Fangio, being a disciple of his. So we wouldn't be bringing him on as D coordinator, obviously, but he's had a myriad of experience, mostly being a D-line coach here, you can see, at the collegiate level, as well as the NFL level. But most importantly, he's bringing not head coaching experience quite, but coordinator experience to this team. And he's an expected hire, but he could bring a wealth of experience to those guys. I don't know if it'll be interior or edge rushers or everybody. This would, however, displace Tracy Rocker, who's currently our D-line coach. So I'm guessing he's been told to either pack his bags or they're gonna maybe keep him on in some capacity. Like I said, we could maybe use him in the interior and then, or the edge guys, and then Clint focuses exclusively on the interior or exterior guys. Don't know, but gotta believe that, they're cleaning the slate here and letting Vic Fangio bring in his own guys. And, it's unfortunate for Tracy Rock. I don't think they had a horrible year, but, we started out too hot, both on the D-line and as a team, for us to flame out that hard. And they were undisciplined and they looked galled at the end. So it's a bad reflection on everybody, and heads roll when things like this happen. So he'd also be bringing along with him, most likely, Carl Scott, who's been a defensive backs coach at the NFL level as well as the collegiate level. So don't know if he'd be in the same capacity. He was also the passing game coordinator, defensive assistant, as same as Clint Hurt during that same time period, with Clint being the defensive coordinator. But he'll be somewhere, maybe safeties coach, somewhere in the secondary. But it's going to be a lot of things, change here just within the span of a year. But it's pretty much, it's interesting because this is pretty much a lame duck year for Nick Sirianni. And if these guys go, we'll be working on, the third coordinator and staff out of 4 years, most likely, because if we collapse, I'm thinking it's going to be a defensive collapse to go along with that, and Nick getting out of here. So we'll see how it shakes out. But the Eagles don't like all this change, just because of how it looks on the surface. But this is why you gotta buy nice or you buy twice. This is their fault at the end of the day. The brain trust in the owner, Jeffrey Lurie, and the general manager, Howie Roseman. The chickens came on the roost and you weren't expecting them to fly in. All right, let's move on to the draft stuff. The Senior Bowl is taking place, I think, this week. It'll be at the end of the week, the culmination of these practices. And 15 potential Eagles draft targets will be watching at these practices, the offensive edition. So not a lot of changes need to be made. You're just mostly looking at depth, but one of the areas to target are running back and wide receiver that could bring in key pieces, as well as some third down contributors and guys that can be chess pieces. So we're looking at game changers, hopefully game breakers. Rare talent is what I want us to have, and we don't have enough of that. All right, Ray Davis can break tackles, hard charging guy, has a nose for the end zone. We need someone like that. A power runner could use a man of that build. And it's sad that we've shied away from that when some of our best years, a Super Bowl year, we had Blunt and we had Jay Ajayi, both bigger backs. Jay in the 215 range, and then Blunt a 240 pound hammer. So with the success from that, you would have thought that would have been the model we go with. Also, especially we had Jordan Howard, another back who had great success with us, but we've favored these small guys for whatever reason. It's strange. Jaheim Bell would be a good number 2. Went to my alma mater, Florida State, baby, and played some H-back, but man, he is a weapon. Limited, 39 catches, but that's the college game. These guys aren't really highlighted unless you're an extreme game breaker in the mode of a Kellen Winslow too. That disgraced son of a, well, no, let me not disrespect his mom like that. That piece of shit. Anyways, 500 yards, 11.9. He had some good hitters, man. Definitely some run after the catchability. This guy here, I'm mostly looking at the speed. Good at 50-50 balls. The anti-Quez Watkins, need somebody like that. Sub 4.4 speed, what Quez has, but you can actually hold on to the ball and go up and fight for it. That interception against the Seahawks was unacceptable, horrible, and make defenders miss after the catch on quick screens. Yeah, bring the screens back. Could actually be a part of our offense again. Would love that. Malachi Corley has speed, yak machine, doesn't shy away from contact. Definitely something we can use. This is the guy I actually want here. Lad McConkey, white guy, but a slot guy with some speed, man. The guy kills when he runs routes, attacks all 3 levels of the defense, and he can make catches down the field, go over the middle, and he can also play a part in the return game. And in quick screens, he was just a threat, man. I love watching his tape at Georgia. Here's, look at these guys. I'm not gonna look at mostly their skill set, but what they bring and what they can do for us. So we know that Lane Johnson is gonna hang it up in somewhere in the near future. Probably has, 2 to 3 good years left in him that he wants to play, I believe. He could play for longer than that, but top of the line, Lane Johnson, I believe he'll be there. A top 5 tackle. It's still in 3 years. He's just that damn good. But, his time is coming, and just to have a backup plan at the ready, someone like this has a versatility, play left tackle, right tackle, mean streak. Put him on the bench and just let him sit and learn from one of the best. Likewise, this guy, right tackle, could cross train at right guard. Jeff Stoutland could get him right. I love guys like that. Tyler Guyton, big dude. Again, that left right side versatility, 6'7", 230. 327. First round pick, so I don't know. He's one of the top guys out there, but I don't know if how he's going to be willing to pull the trigger again. Where we clearly have needs other places, and that's not an immediate need. So some of these guys, it'll be interesting, but it's interesting to see that we can see that there's a lot of talent here. So we have, I think, 3 or 4 picks in the top 64, so there's some room to work with there. This guy here started at left guard, center, and can play all 5 positions. Some of that versatility. This could be a Swiss Army knife. Smart dude, went to Duke. So we could definitely use someone like that, to replace what we're going to lose in the interior this year. Not just Jason, but the depth guys. Old tackle here. Again, that left side, right side versatility. Maybe a day 2 guy, so we can look into have Jeff Stoutland get his claws into and just mold and shape. So lots to work with here. I'm loving what I'm seeing against on the offensive line. Guy here played every position but center. Squatty body type, but powerful. I mean, I would love have a guy like that. Can move the line of scrimmage in the interior, maybe at right guard. This guy can squat 700 pounds. Depth, day 3 guy. Most likely the Eagles guy. In that mold, not just the power, but someone that we can shape like raw putty. And this guy here, just the name alone, Jackson Power Johnson, just sounds powerful. No pun intended. He's played every position, even some D tackle at Oregon, but he can fill in a punt, in a punch, in a pinch, anywhere along the line, and just that again, that scheme versatility, and he has that center experience. Isaac did have that, Landon had that, and Cam had that. Was our right guard last year, most likely going to be our center this year. a Pro Bowl left guard and a Pro Bowl right guard for us. So excellent history with us working with guys that have versatility. This guy here, interior, exterior guy. So, I mean, he has that versatility day 2, but should go day 3. So, I mean, there's all along the trenches. I mean, all along the draft, there's quality to be had. So you don't have to reach for a guy or make it an extreme priority. We don't have a hole to fill there immediately. And this guy, big, long, and can handle speed rushes. Something you need, and you could learn a lot from Lane. So I'm loving what we're seeing. There was mostly kind of our beefy guys there in the middle, but here's some guys that stood out at the East-West Shrine Bowl. So there's a Shrine Bowl, and then there's the senior for the seniors, the other one we just covered. But Malik Washington, 5'8". Let's get this out of here. $192, so he's compactly built, but he was able to get separation. Slot guy, you're looking at him, but I mean, it depends. I mean, there can always be guys that shine through, but that previous list, I'm looking at those guys from that list. Dylan McMahon, 6'2", 295. So I mean, he's tough, but he's undersized. So unless this is the next Jason Kelsey, I'm not really thinking about him. Darius Muasalo, similar to Nakobe Dean, compactly built, smaller guy. Don't want two of those guys in the middle, but good in coverage. Okay, cool. I'd prefer someone who has the athleticism of a guy. We'll get to it later on this list, but who has the size of a Zach Cunningham with the athleticism of a smaller linebacker. Christian Boyd, 6'2", 320, interesting guy. Definitely a guy I want to keep my eye on because he's coming out of the FCS level, but that doesn't mean the guys don't have talent, man. Trajan Jeffcoat, so maybe explosive guy on the edge there. Good size, man, but he's able to get low. Good change of direction. Could be an intriguing guy to watch out for. And I love my BCUs. Black College. Yeah, I'm messing it up. Anyways, coming from Grambling State there in the, I think, MEAC. Oh, yeah, SWAC, sorry. Southwestern Atlantic Conference. 6'3", 249. He caused an interception. And yeah, damn. That's Tua's brother. Fast, smooth, strong. Could definitely use him. So a lot of talent has come out of historically black colleges, or HBCUs. Yeah. Anyways, designated pass rusher, could have an all-around game. Guy to develop, man. Later rounds. So we'll have to see. Don't need to address this because yeah. 5'8" guy, maybe a guy. I mean, he didn't. He had a nose for the end zone last season. That was 2 seasons ago, but this past season, only received 95 carries. So why did they cut into his play time? I know they had the talent there, but he was so productive for you last year. I think you want to find a niche for that guy, a role for that guy to carve out. But smaller guy, but very compactly built, so I have to see how his game works. But here's a full mock draft for the Philadelphia Eagles, and yeah, this guy is the junior, but he actually looks like he can be better than his father in some aspects. All right, our first pick, number 22 overall, Kamari Lassiter, looked to be a solid corner, and whoever we go with this pick, if we were to go with a cornerback, we just have to, make sure that we get somebody, man. within the first couple rounds. How he's had a poor track record of drafting cornerbacks, but yeah, Darius Slay and James Bradbury. Hopefully, we find a way to get rid of him or to shelve him. I mean, at least really shelve him. But we can't just have him sit on the bench because there's no way his agent would sit for that. So, deal him some kind of way. I mean, just even if you get nothing, you might have to cut him post June. But I mean, yeah, even that would still be horrible. But Kamari Lassiter, he looks to have a pretty strong skill set, big physical guy. Pairing with Keely Ringo wouldn't be a bad option, but probably one more year of Slay, and then we probably ditch him as well. So his skills are slipping. He's gonna be 34 next year. So Xavier Worthy, yeah, he's a deep threat, but for me, questionable hands, and he's not as explosive as I would hope. So like I said, I just look to bring in one of those other guys rather than go with a guy like this. Jeremiah Trotter. I was like, because I know his father, I was like, big linebacker. He's not as big as his father. 6 foot, 230 range. But he can cover, man. He has some good hands, too. And yeah, in the college game, tight ends, running backs aren't as good, but he has that potential. And that speed, sideline to sideline, he's definitely a threat. So I would be all for this pick, but it would blow my mind if how he picked this guy up. But I don't think he's going to be as good as Patrick Queen, but a cut below that as our best coverage linebacker, I would definitely take that in a heartbeat. Hard-nosed runner, needs a lot of carries. How's he in the pass game? I'd have to evaluate that. Depth along that, behind our starters would be what I'm looking at. Slot defender and nickel linebacker, is he that big? I don't know. But definitely Kevin's not going to be back. Reed, solid. Sidney on the mend, so we do have a need there. Here's this guy popping up again. We could definitely use him as a chess piece. 2 tight end sets, and it would be obvious, but I don't know how good he is at pass blocking, but we'll have to see. Versatile player, could definitely use that back there, and cover deep, and those skills, or come up to the line of scrimmage. Those are not. I mean, it's not too common to find in the NFL safeties that can cover and hit, and definitely cover deep. So, will be someone to look at to just bring in and maybe eventually develop into a starter. And an offensive lineman, big guy, cool, size and strength, developmental pick, interesting. And this guy here, wow, see if the talent is there. So was considered a future first-round pick, but slipped. So it'd be worth evaluating. But anyways, that's all we're gonna get into today. Too many guys for me to personally look at tape on. I know some of these names. I watched some of them on film, but a lot to go through. We still have a lot of time. But anyways, I just figured I'd dip my foot in the pool, so to speak. Check the temperature. Anyways, like I said, you're not even watching though, but it's all good because I love making these videos and I love talking about the freaking Philadelphia Eagles. We'll chunk the deuces, but as always, it's fly Eagles fly, and let's motherfucking go. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you like. Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.